And we are live, which of course means it's Wednesday at noon Eastern Time, which of course means it's time for the High Noon Hemp Show. Welcome, everyone. You find us in many places, of course. The Temptations Beach Facebook page, if you do the Facebook thing. If you're on YouTube, it's the Jedi Hemp YouTube channel. And if you're on X or Twitter, whatever as you call it, you find us at Hemptations. I'm, of course, Stoner Jesus. He is Beach, an undisclosed location, maybe a pumpkin patch. We have no idea. We'll find out. Beach, how are things this week in the world of Temptations?
It's good. It's good. We are broadcasting from the Planet Everywhere Studios from my what I'm going to call my winter home. We'll call it the Hemp's Nest for now, one way or another. And so, yes, thank you everyone for coming and watching and all that good stuff. We got a great show for you today. There's no doubt about it. I do want to remind everyone that the FDA has not evaluated this show for safety or efficacy. And with that, let's go ahead and put our hands on our hemp and say our pledge of our hemp revolution pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the hemp fields of America and to the soil in which it is planted. One seed under the sun, with responsibility, sustainability, and thrivability for all. Well, hempy Halloween, as we say, as I like to say anyway. I went to a Halloween party last night. It was fantabulous. I actually shot a picture of me in my costume. So,
indeed,
here is me as Bud E. The elf. I won an award for tackiest costume, but people love my. This is the second time I've worn my Buddy, and actually the first time I did it, I didn't have the hemp leaves all over me. But this is the second time I've gone as Buddy the elf for Halloween. It seems to go over quite well. Just so everybody knows, I know my costume is not made out of hemp, but I do want to reiterate that my shoes are hemp, my socks are hemp, my underwear is hemp, and the t-shirt that I have on underneath my outfit is hemp. So I still have on as much hemp as not hemp in the outfit. But it's been a good Halloween costume. We were at the shout out goes to Kerrigan Spirits over in the Marymount area. We found out last minute yesterday that Mantry wasn't going to be open yesterday, which is where we normally have the medical marijuana meetups and where the Halloween party was supposed to happen. Bonnie and Steve went to work and found a location once again. Kerrigan Spirits Company. They're only open on Friday and Saturday. I check them out. I know that their beers and whatnot are on the shelves in grocery stores around the city. I'm pretty sure if you look. But to pull something together last minute like they did, I would estimate anywhere between 70 to 100 people showed up at this last minute location. It was really, really unbelievable. A lot of strains. We saw Granddaddy Perps and Blue Dream. There was what was it? Cereal Milk. So a lot of people dressed up as strains. One girl was dressed up as Seaweed, which everyone may or may not know is the name of my boat that we also have a Planet Everywhere studio on. I have broadcasted from high on the Ohio River. I'm on the Seaweed. So anyway, but it was a great time. Great people, just a full range of people, and so I'm already looking forward to next year's Halloween party. Now we will be doing a holidays. We'll spell that with a Z, I'm sure. Probably for the medical marijuana meetup in December. Now I will get you more info on that once it's all set in stone as to what and where and how and when. And we will go from there on that. So there you go. There's my buddy, the elf costume. I've really enjoyed that one this year. It's true. People have gotten a lot of entertainment. Even the girl who does the promotions for the Karakin, she was like, "Can I take some pictures of you so we can use them for promotions?" I'm like, "Sure." And then I went outside and she filmed me coming in and going, "Congratulations, you did it," or whatever he says. Good job with the. Anyway, if you've seen Buddy the Elf, you know what I'm talking about. Greatest coffee ever. All right, so let's get on with it here on the High Noon Hemp Show. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. If you have any questions, if you're on Facebook, just pop them up there. If you're watching on YouTube, I watch that feed, and so I can respond to any chats. And feel free to ask any questions, make any comments. We sure appreciate you guys being there. All right, let's get on with it. 4 from the store, 1 from my store here on the Product Spotlight. The first one, I've been talking a lot recently about CBD and hair growth and how that's showing promise. So how about some CBD? This is the Miracle Oil CBD shampoo and conditioner. And so I think that we're going to see if these studies continue to prove that CBD can grow hair back again. We're going to see a lot more shampoos and or conditioners with CBD in them. It's just the right thing to do for your customers. Even if you got to make it a special shampoo, whatever. We've been talking still a lot about Delta 8, still kind of controversial out there. Yes, we still have our Delta 8. We have a decent amount of customers that really like the Delta 8 stuff. And so, we've got tincture and gummies. I think we've got some other treats that has a little bit of Delta 8. It might have, THC as well. But this is our brand. Once again, grown in Kentucky, processed in Kentucky, bottled, manufactured, all that stuff in Kentucky. Just a short trip away. And so if you haven't tried Delta 8 and you don't know anything about Delta 8, I know it has this reputation because it's synthetic, but it's still made out of industrial hemp. So they take one industrial hemp thing and they make it into the Delta 8. I think our customers like it because it's a little stronger than CBD, but not as strong as THC. And so I think they get a lot of the benefits. And again, it's on the calming sleep side. I have not talked to be honest with you, and I think that's what the majority of the Delta 8 customers use it for. And I have not found, I don't know if they're really using it for, pain relief or not, but I do know that they're using it for its calming and sleep aid issues. So, now this is not an actual hemp made out of hemp product, but this is a hemp product now because we have, THC flower. We have 3 different strains and we carry in 3.5 gram containers. And so, if you come in for your industrial hemp, this is an industrial hemp byproduct or byproduct. No, I don't know how to describe it, but you can put your hemp in it. You can put your hemp in it. That's an old Saturday Night Live thing, but they used to say weed. You can put your weed in there. You can put your hemp in there. These are, again, you have 6 1-gram bowls in this pipe. So you could conceivably pack 6 different strains. If you work with that throughout your day or whatnot, or you can just pack up all, and then it turns. And so there's, as you can see, 1 hole in the top and it's magnetized together. So it's 2 pieces that the whole thing opens up. And then you spin the bowl or the top, the opening to whatever bowl you want to smoke out of. And there you have it. And I do think that I feel like I may have these listed on eBay even. Yes, I love the puck. I love the puck so much that I invested in the company, and the entire reason I must brag, because it's the truth. The entire reason that the glass puck that you're looking at in front of you exists is because of me. When I bought into the company, we were making the wood pucks and the soapstone pucks. And I told my partner, Kevin, who started the company, we need to figure out how to make these out of glass. And before you know it, we're making them out of glass. This one actually won a Cannabis Cup award after it was released. And I can say that I'm going to take full credit for that. In a funny, ironic twist, Kevin sold the company, and I did not get my part of the sale money.
Oh, wow.
So technically, I honestly feel like I still own part of Puck, and I have a contract somewhere. I had a contract somewhere, but anyway, just another thing that I give away $1 million ideas all the time. I truly believe that, and all I ever really asked for was a 9/11. When someone takes one of my ideas and becomes successful with it. So, Puck, when you're a $1 million company spread across the world, please buy me a 9/11. No, an electric one now. I don't. I feel I have to get rid of my dreams. Although I can't. It's gonna. The next vehicle that I buy, and I won't buy a vehicle for a while, is going to be an electric vehicle. But anyway, so. All right. And the last product on today's product spotlight is small dog coats. For 2 days, it felt like it was going to get cold again. We're still feeling the summertime. But it's starting to get chilly soon. If you got a small dog, and especially the little hairless small dogs, they don't do well in the winter. So come on in and get them a little hemp coat. Keep them snug. We have one of these for Josie. When it gets really cold, she wears one of these. I don't have any big ones anymore. We just have the smaller ones. So, all right, there you have it. 4 from the store. Now the one from my door is a lot. I'm really just showing off my hat rack here. That's the one from my door. Obviously it has a lot of hats on it. I have talked about holding the world record for wearing a different hat every day for 160 plus days. I don't know how many hats are in this picture. I think this is like, I had one other hat rack that I split all my hats on at one point or another. That is that hat, that shelving, the hat shelf is made out of particle board, the hemp particle board that we have so much made so much. So there you have it. The one from my door, hemp hat shelf. Ignore all the hats that are also from my door. And speaking of hats, dun, dun, dun.
Which of course brings us to the as yet recognized but still greatest internet segment in history, where there's video, audio, pictures, memes. It doesn't get better than this. It's the beachwear segment. As you can see, as you just saw, I believe if I counted those right, it was like something like 69 hats. I was trying to do some quantification in my head. It's close to that. Yep. In any case, Beach has a lot of hemp clothing. Beach has a lot of hemp stuff. And we talk about it every week. And the Guinness World Records, they don't care. But I've complained about them enough. Maybe we'll find maybe there's some smaller organization that still does what they do, but isn't as prestigious. And maybe they will pay attention to what we got going on.
Yeah. The Amstel Light Book of Records.
That's right. I have to look that up.
That's a beer joke for Guinness.
Right.
I don't even know why they're called the Guinness Book of World Records. I assume the guy that started its name was Guinness. I don't know. Probably the same beer family.
In any case, they just don't care. They don't care about hemp. That's the conclusion I've come to. But someone will care. So we keep doing it. And all I have to do is ask Beach one simple question. What are you wearing, Beach?
It's true. If you're curious, what are you wearing? This is like an impromptu Halloween costume. I am Super Hemp Man today. I had another shot. Open it up. And then, of course, if you look closely at the hat, the Hemptations hat that the Fair Hemp Hemptations hat that we printed at Planet Everywhere, it's got spooky font as well. And then the what I call the Super Weed Hemp shirt. That's an Ono shirt. And then my shorts are my Ecolution cargo shorts. And, again, these back in the day were some of my favorite. And I've kind of put them aside not to wear them out at this point. Ecolution no longer, or no, I think Ecolution still is existing. I don't know what kind of clothing they're making these days. I'm going to have to do a little bit of investigating about that. But they're very cool. And then, of course, in the pocket there, you will see my Green Springs Technology pen, as always. Underneath it all, there's a pair of I Love Bad briefs. And then beside those briefs are my Hemp Traders no-show socks. And then on my feet there, that's a little bit of those are my iPath sneaks. Or no, Circa, I think. No, iPath. I'm sorry. iPath, yes. I had to look at them again to make sure. I have a couple pair of hemp iPaths. These are one of them. So there you have it. If you're curious what I would impromptu, and again, I'm just missing my button down to really pull off in a pair of tights maybe. But to pull off my Super Hemp Man Halloween costume. But there you have it. If you're curious, what are you wearing, Beach? Now you know. On this casual All Hallows Eve. Yes, that's what it is. So, all right. Well, we've only got this is the last episode until the big vote happens. As crazy as it seems, as fast as time is gone, it's true. So for one last time in a while, let's go ahead and break out the debate commercial, and we'll come back with some news.
What is your stance on Hemptations? I am pro Hemptations. I am anti-Hemptations. It is said Hemptations has the largest selection of hemp on the planet. Thoughts? My opponent would say food and fiber, but I say CBD and plastics. Simply not false. I would go on to add body products and paper. What's the one location you want everyone to know about? Well, they are all great, so start with the one closest to you. I say adventure out to the store furthest from you. Closing words? Use hemp to help the planet. Help the planet by using hemp. Having Hemptations? I am having Hemptations.
Vote for hemp wherever you can. And there is something on that in the news today, of course. So there was an article, 8 healthy seeds for snacking and sprinkling on foods. And this was according to a dietitian. I only get my hemp foods from my hemp food advice from dietitians. But she says hemp hearts have 95 grams of protein per ounce, which is highest amongst the seeds, as you have heard here before and will hear here again. All 9 essential amino acids and potassium, zinc, and iron. Also has 70% of your daily allowance of magnesium for women and 53% of your daily allowance of magnesium for men. Again, one of the absolute most best foods. If you don't have it in your pantry now, you need to add it to your pantry. You can't. I've probably said it 150 times on this show. You cannot go wrong figuring out how to add just regular old hemp hearts or any hemp food into your diet. More on that here in a minute. So I think a year or so ago, I showed some picture, did a little story on where they were working on buoys, and they were making them out of mycelium and hemp. Well, this has gone large scale because they are now manufacturing these large scale buoys, again, made out of mycelium, which mushroom, basically fungi, and they use the hemp what we call bast, the shiv, which is the same thing that we use in the hempcrete for the mold, and then they kind of grow the fungi in this hempcrete together and make these molds of things. So it's really fascinating. They've been seeing a lot about this mycelium and hemp for years now, but it's really I think starting to ramp up as far as being used in real world capabilities. And it says, once again, right now buoys are made out of plastic. What's that plastic doing? That's leaching nanoparticles of plastic into the ocean water. So just so much that, once again, we've found nanoplastic at the bottom of the ocean. And these probably are huge contributors to the nanoplastics found in the ocean when they're made out of petroleum. And so, of course, these, if they break down, when they break down, what little they may shed is all natural. It's not going to cause the kind of havoc, and it's not, nanoplastics are not wreaking havoc on the world yet. But the fact that we find them everywhere, including our blood system, means that they're sure getting close. And so everything that we can do to eliminate plastic on the planet is better for humans. It's better for the planet. It's period. And once again, we've estimated. I estimated. My opinion is, we could probably replace 60 to 70% of all the plastics. Here's a huge industry that is, not only great because in the end result, it's not that you're throwing that plastic into a landfill. These things are floating around in the ocean, which covers, if you don't know, a good part of our planet and has a lot to do with the ecology and environment everywhere. And so I think I saw in this article that certain places are actually outlawing or making plastic buoys illegal or not usable in certain areas. We have to obviously get the world on, but the fact that they're getting produced on this large scale is the right move for the oceans. Myco Buoys is the name of the company. Myco Buoys. So this is part of an art exhibit in Loughborough University. I'm not even sure. I feel like that's probably, I want to say over and not in the United States, but I don't know. But this piece is called "The Promise of Dormancy." It's by Libby Gallagher, and it is meant to show the potential of cellulose fibers. So it's made of flax, hemp, and nettle. And then it goes on to respect planetary boundaries for conscious design decisions through innovative techniques of weaving, spinning, paper, and material making. And so this is, once again, the whole part of the exhibit was to take natural substances and make something out of them, basically, to portray the idea of eco-friendly products or whatnot. So this particular piece of art, and I don't know what it instills in you, and I'm not sure what it instills in me. Other though, to me, it just kind of looks like an unfinished wall, but like the potential, like when hemp is at the core of the wall, the potential of the wall is great. So that's how I'm going to interpret this particular piece of art and hemp itself. And that is so very true as well. All right, let's go back to some mycelium hemp. Well, again, and this is once again, what a great product. If it meets the safety standards of your standard helmet, then here you go. You got your mycelium, you got your hemp, bing, bam, boom, put them together, you got a helmet. And so, again, if we can replace the plastic that we put in the helmets, can keep the structural integrity and the safeness of what the helmet is supposed to do, then by all means, we should all be wearing hemp helmets in need of a helmet. Can you imagine if we could make all the hard hats that are mandatory to be worn on work sites, and bike helmets, motorcycle helmets, if we can make all those to the safety standards out of hemp instead of plastic, it would be, once again, phenomenal to the planet and once again ourselves. I would rather have something natural. Again, by definition, plastic is natural because it's made out of oil, which is natural. So, arguably speaking, when it comes to words, but when I say planet-friendly, natural, eco-friendly, we can plant the hemp in 6 months, and it's renewable. So it's a renewable helmet you're looking at there. We should be doing it. So the cool stuff. It's going to be really fun to watch, and it's been fun. I've shown mycelium hemp caskets that were being made, and some really neat ideas for products made from mycelium hemp. Sound barrier walls, and it's really neat to see that this is gaining momentum and proposing so many different ideas that are great, as far as, and again, all the plastic companies need to do is invest in hemp. Again, I just, it's like, instead of trying to keep us out of the market, change yourselves. Go, just start a hemp composite division inside your plastic company and see where that takes you. You can start bragging about being environmentally friendly. I don't know, how about that? How many plastic companies can brag about being environmentally friendly? I can't even imagine how that's possible. I guess, just like, anyway. I suppose if you're making recyclable plastic, that's not bad. And again, one of my bigger issues with plastic, it's not the drilling for the oil that I care so much about, other than when we do drill all the oil out of the planet, what is the end result there? Because guess what? We haven't never done that in its billion years of existence. But we know we're running out of the oil, so we have to find the substitute anyway. Here it is. But you have the byproducts, the waste that you have making these great plastic products. So keep making stuff out of hemp, either hemp plastic or hemp composite, or the mycelium hemp composite. I think that's going to be It's going to be, we can make molded, because you can 3D print it or you can injection mold it. And so, as far as injection molding goes, I can replace all those styrofoam pieces in shipping boxes. Oh my gosh. Just thinking about replacing all the styrofoam that comes in shipping boxes with like a mycelium hemp composite.
Yeah.
It would be amazing. Would be amazing. Styrofoam it's awful. Until we can make styrofoam out of hemp, it's like top 3 on the list of things that we need to remove. We just need to remove the entire thing from human existence. Styrofoam does not need to exist, and it's terrible, terrible for our planet. Okay. Whew. So make more stuff out of mycelium hemp or just hemp composite, period. So I know I talk a lot about hempcrete and for insulation, but I also talk about the dry hemp for insulation. I call it dry hemp. I don't know why that. But in an article, 5 ways to insulate a wall to lower your energy bills and block out noise. Hemp wool. I think there's a picture. Here's the hemp wool R20 insulation recommended. This is recommended in the article, as it is easy to install, eco-friendly, durable, non-toxic, and is repellent to mold, pests, and insects. I know, it just sounds like it seems too good to be true, but it's all true. This R20 rating is kind of below or above an R16 rating, obviously, which is your standard insulation. And then I think your R30 is your more noise reduction. So, this is probably, a little bit better than your standard. But once again, this is like that roll-in insulation that just non-toxic, and it's it's such a better alternative. It's just a better alternative for all the reasons that you want to use this in your home if you need to. All right. So talking about the election and hemp, it looks like, of course, everybody's, I don't know. I'm not sick of hearing about how Pennsylvania is like a super key state, because I'm happy it's not Ohio. Because if Ohio was a super key state, instead of every other commercial being political, every commercial would be political. Because I've seen this before. When Ohio is a trigger state, it's like, as annoying as they are now, when we're a trigger state, it's 4 times worse. So, Pennsylvania's getting all the ads. all that advertising is going to Pennsylvania. But there is an interesting congressional seat going on. Representative Matt Cartwright, he's the Democrat. He currently holds the seat. But in his fight to keep his congressional seat, he had 2 words to respond to his opponent, who accused him of losing touch with his constituents and kowtowing to Harris's radical agenda. Those 2 words: industrial hemp. Cartwright says the eco-friendly material for construction, transportation, and a host of other sectors with large-scale production and processing could revive the region's sagging economy. Of course, he knows this to be true because you may have, if you have if you were watching the show on the day, I was talking about how Pennsylvania got a $2.2 million grant to study hemp and do these things. This is in his district. He's the one that got this money for this area of Pennsylvania, which is already advanced hemp-related plant genetics research, education, and workforce training. So, Pennsylvania has been super hemp-friendly since at least 2018 when hemp was off. The governor there has promoted it. This congressional person, Matt Cartwright, obviously promoting it. And so I think that it could rejuvenate it if you can do any type of farming or even the manufacturing part of it in your state and you're losing money somewhere. This is what to invest in. And so hopefully old Matt Cartwright, and basically the article was really talking about how if his opponent gets elected, a lot of those funds dedicated for science, and this is science, there's no doubt about it, may go away. That money may go away, that federal money. And so, and this is for the advancement of humanity. Studying hemp, proving hemp can do all the things that we've said it can do, and that's a lot. Is for the advancement of humanity. This is a step, in my opinion, and 50 to 100 years, we'll see if this period of time, in all honesty, goes down to the return of agriculture on a smaller scale, but still large scale, to clean up the environment. And again, it's not going to be documented as the hemp era of history, even though there's been, some of those in the past. 8,000 years of documented human usage of hemp. There's definitely been some hemp errors, but the return of hemp is going to factor in with a complete evolved planet, hopefully in the right direction. This is my hopefulness. One of the students at the UC class that said he wasn't sure about my optimism, and I'm not optimist. I'm a realist. I want these things to happen. I'm not saying they are going to happen. An optimist would say this is going to happen for sure. I'm a realist. I want these things to happen. These things do need to happen to put the planet, honestly, back on the right path of being treated equally. We're abusing it now, and I will take all my credit for that, as much as the Industrial Revolution will take credit for how much we've abused the planet, all for the sake of us. And we've made a lot of advancements that are great, and I'm not touting them for 1 minute. Okay, I'm not a Luddite. I do believe that, but we've done what we can do, and now we've proven that we've done what we've done, and we need to make up for it too. And so just go in the right direction, just steer in the right direction. Nobody's got to shutter their doors right now, but they should start going the right direction, which is hemp, one way or another, because it can replace, and it's just as good a product as what they're making, and it can replace it now and have all the benefits to the planet, and they can keep making their money and doing their thing. It's just, it's changing things a little bit, going to a little different direction for certain things. And speaking of those things, obviously, building with hempcrete is one of them. I've talked about how concrete is one of the worst environmental aspects of construction. Here's a new house. This is the Cape Cod hemp house in Harwich, Maine. And this kind of neat because these pictures really show off everything about it. I mean, look at the view it has. The finished product up there on the top right corner. It's a beautiful structure, all in all. And then you can see the process. You can see the huge frame in the back, and there's all the bales of hemp that they bring in to make the hempcrete, which in this right picture there, they're spraying in. So once again, you can't use hempcrete for load bearing. So they have to build that frame as that's the load-bearing frame of the house. And then, as you can see, they just spray in the hemp, which at that point, it works as structure, but its true benefit is its insulation, its ability to insulate. So this is going to, help keep this place pretty snug in the harsh winters of Maine. I don't think it gets really hot. I don't know how hot it really gets in Maine, but if it does, it's probably going to help keep it cool if they need to. But I think really what the benefit of using it where they're using it is to help keep it warm in the winter months more than anything, and that's where hemp is a great insulator either way, no matter what season. And so that's a pretty neat little structure going on. More and more hemp houses being built every day, and I can step in the right direction. We still got a ways to go. So I think I mentioned the Allen County raids in Texas. So the one person that was arrested in the Allentown raids in Texas is now suing the city and the police department, and with due cause once again, because their raids and arrests were really out of ignorance. And I think that's exactly what this gentleman's going to show in the long run, is the fact that their ignorance to the fact that his products were 100% legal. 100% legal. I can't figure out why Texas is still having these issues, because they've been having these issues for a while. But I guess it's just because Texas is just so big. They can't pay attention to what's going over, 5 counties over or whatever, because it's really kind of small town mentality that's going on. Just like the lady who was just arrested and taken to jail for legally buying an industrial hemp product from a store. And then she later got pulled over and they arrested her for felony drug charges. So, I'm keeping an eye on that one. That's also going on in Texas. And, Texas had a Delta 8 challenge go all the way to the Supreme Court 2 years ago. And the Supreme Court said this is 100% legal. And so the ban on it was lifted. So once again, you would think that these people would be smarter about these things before they do it. But, we'll see. But I truly believe that this is going to be another one. I think he's going to be decently successful, or they're going to end up settling out of court because he's got a heck of a case. And I think that, there's a good chance that this woman that was arrested, she might have a good case too. But, we'll see. We'll see. And this last little bit, Costa Rica issued 57 licenses to grow hemp. So Costa Rica is going to be growing some hemp now. We'll add them to the countries where hemp is legal. And good job, Costa Rica. Yay. I don't really have any events. Like I said, should be the first Tuesday of December. The medical marijuana meetup. I'll know more about that. We've got a little while. They're skipping. We're going to bi-monthly with the medical marijuana meetups, and so we'll be skipping November. But technically, there were 2 in October. So, it didn't have any questions, and once again, my thoughts were clearly illustrated in the show. I was going to, I don't think that I have it. I might have it. I will have to say that, let's see if I can find it real quick before I leave I'll do a little humbleize. I'm going to be de-humble, I should say. No, unhumble? Is that even a thing? But I would say that, again, I did my hemp presentation to the UC marijuana class, and at the end of the presentation, then the students can go in. They go in and can give comments and what kind of stuff. And so the one thing. So, what aspects of the presentation did you find most valuable? This one said how he started his business, learning everything about hemp and how it is used in our everyday products. And I will be switching over to, again, if I can change one person,
There you go.
I can only hope to change 1,000. I really liked how passionate Beach was about hemp in the industry. A lot of passion. After 29 years, I think that I can, again, I think it's quite, true to my love of hemp that I am still very passionate about it. Beach has an encyclopedia knowledge of all things hemp. He has helped me to better understand the value of this plant for modern applications that can even help improve our lives and the environment. Love it. Thank you. And so anyway, it was really always great. It seems like. And then, of course, there's what aspects of the presentation could be improved. None, nothing, none. That's a little self-bragging there.
Yeah.
But I thought it was great. Anyway, so thank you, UC marijuana class, for paying attention and listening and enjoying and being educated. I always, I will speak anywhere if you ask me. And I'd love to educate people on hemp, as you know, because you're watching the High Noon Hemp Show.
That's
right here, wherever you are, live, if nothing else. And thank you for watching live. If you're watching live, and if you're watching later, that's okay too. We're fine with that. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, follow the Jedi Hemp channel on YouTube. Get the word out on Facebook. Let them know we're here every Wednesday, high noon. It's all hemp.
Right.
That's what we do. Thanks, everybody. Remember, reduce, reuse, recycle. Make everything else out of hemp. Having temptations.
See you all next week.